A router VPN can bring a lot of extra benefits. Not all VPNs even work great with routers, which is why today we have 4 tried and tested VPN Router 2023 picks, all to address a few important questions about VPN router setups. Okay, first thing, before setting up your router VPN, you gotta make sure your router is compatible. And if it's one of these, hey, then yes, it is. In fact, you can check the VPN compatible router list on NordVPN's website, and it even comes with tutorials for each one. Now, of course, NordVPN isn't the only great VPN router option, but hey, since we're already here, let's just go ahead and start with it. Now, I've tested the NordVPN router capabilities before, and in my previous VPN router tutorial, I also used it to set up a VPN connection on my Asus router. And yeah, it all worked really great. The setup and following their instructions, not hard at all. There are just a few specific things that you also have to get. The OpenVPN configuration files, which you can get from their server utility, and the advanced configuration username and password. Once you have all those, it's just a matter of putting them in the correct places within the control panel of your router. And if you didn't already know, instructions on how to access that stuff are typically on the back of your router. Once that's done, establishing a VPN connection is usually as simple as clicking this activation button. There you go. Now on other routers, these steps are going to be different, but if you get lost, leave a comment and our team will do what we can to help you out. Alright, so anyway, you can set up as many different server connections as you want here, and NordVPN has a lot to pick from. Over 5,000 servers covering more than 60 countries. Just keep in mind that to switch a VPN server, you're going to have to log into your router's control panel every single time. Nope, not the most convenient process, but that's kind of the reality of setting up a VPN router. But look, with Nord as your router VPN, you're going to get some great internet speeds. And with a VPN router setup, well, I usually get around 70% speed retention overall. No, it's no WireGuard performance if you compare these speeds to what the main VPN apps can do, but these results are still plenty for both regular browsing, HD streaming, torrenting, gaming, or pretty much whatever you decide to do with your VPN setup. Now, in some cases, speed reductions during my test were as low as 3%, especially if you use servers that are nearby your actual location. So keep that in mind. Keep it local. Another advantage here is that NordVPN might just be the most secure VPN router choice. They get regular third-party audits on their no logs policy, plus Nord's jurisdiction is in the privacy-friendly country of Panama. But the most reassuring part, at least for me, is that NordVPN servers are RAM-based. Yep, that means user data gets wiped out with every single server reboot, leaving no trace of your data behind. Whew, in the wind. So, given all that, NordVPN's price, is it more than fair? Yeah, it is, especially when compared to others. Their long-term plan pricing is definitely on the more affordable side. Plus, it gets even more affordable once you apply those exclusive discount codes that we've put down below. Yep, you get the fastest VPN on the market and unlimited bandwidth, so you can browse, stream, and download anything you want without worries. And hey, if you end up not liking the service, at least there's the 30-day money-back guarantee. But hey, let's say you prefer something, I don't know, a little even more cheaper while getting some of the same similar benefits. Now in that case, I'm going to recommend Surfshark as your VPN router. 2023 has been a great year for Surfshark. They introduced a lot of new features for their main apps and finally got an independent audit on their no logs policy. So, they're just as safe as NordVPN, especially since they also have those RAM-based servers that are designed to not retain any user data. Now, from my experience, Surfshark's speed retention on a router setup isn't as good as Nord's. I noticed slightly longer loading times, which I guess makes sense because my speed percentage drop-off is usually around 60%. However, still enough for browsing and streaming. And streaming, well yeah, that's what Surfshark VPN is really good at. It unblocks a lot of streaming services in quite a bunch of different locations, all thanks to their massive selection of different countries. There's like 100 different places to choose from with over 3,200 servers in all. So as for setting up Surfshark VPN on a router, it's pretty similar to NordVPN, but Surfshark is so bent on making router VPN setup accessible that they have a tutorial on how to set it up on incompatible VPN routers. What? Yeah, you heard me right. Incompatible routers. They suggest using the old flashing your router trick, which, yeah, you can also do with other providers. But either way, please be very cautious because incorrect flashing can lead to permanently damaging your router. So either follow the instructions to the letter or just get a new modem router, which will probably help with better speeds anyway. Okay, just a few quick general notes about using a Router VPN. First, the advantages. No more worrying about VPN device limits. You'll be able to protect all the devices in your home that are connected to that network at the same time and all at once. Then you can use a VPN connection on devices that don't normally even support it, like, yeah, you Xbox and PlayStation users, looking straight at you. And this is your VPN solution for all that stuff. But keep in mind that using individual VPN apps, not on the router, on your device, well, there are also advantages over there. In that case, you're going to find better speeds, especially when you get to use the WireGuard protocol. And there's additional features within the app to boost its overall value. Oh, and it's generally easier to control since you won't need to open up your router's control panel every time you need to switch the servers on or off or turn the VPN on or off or whatever. So, if you need a Router VPN, do it. Do it now. Thumbs up all the way, no question. But if you're doing this because you're worried about device limits, well, you could always just pick a VPN without device limits like Surfshark, because not only is it unlimited, it's got the low price from the get-go, which gets even lower when you use the special discount code that I keep rambling on about. Now, did you think I was only going to present a couple of options for this VPN routers review? Oh, hell no, I got two more. And you should probably stay tuned for the last one because it packs quite a punch. And by the way, if you're finding this review helpful, drop a like and subscribe. It's why we do what we do. Now, let's talk about IPVanish. It's a great Router VPN 2023 option, and you can even buy a router with IPVanish already installed on it. Of course, this isn't the only VPN that comes pre-installed, but this is a really good way to go if setting up a Router VPN by yourself feels a little daunting, which probably should. And yeah, you could even skip the setup altogether this way. Okay, so IPVanish says that setting up a Router VPN yourself can be hard and difficult. I don't personally think the process is that daunting. I mean, they have a full tutorial where you can choose your exact router type and follow the steps to set it up pretty easily. So what makes IPVanish a good VPN router 2023 choice? Well, it's often on my best VPN list for the same reason. It's fast, even on par with NordVPN. But the uniqueness of this VPN comes from the fact that it's fast in the more distant locations. There's actually quite a few different countries to pick from as well. Now, IPVanish can't boast that their server count compares to that like Nord or Surfshark. But what's weird is that if you're looking to access any kind of foreign content and you want the best possible speeds, yeah, then IPVanish might just be your best Router VPN pick. But keep in mind that one, IPVanish is a bit pricier than the previous two, and two, it doesn't have as many security advantages. This VPN uses regular servers instead of RAM-only based ones, and their jurisdiction does lie within the not-so-privacy-friendly country of the US of A. However, they did have their no-logs policy audited, and everything seems in order. So I'm not saying that these are causes for concern necessarily, I'm just being fully transparent. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into, right? Now, last but not least, let's talk about setting up ExpressVPN on your router. But first of all, just like with IPVanish, you can buy a router with ExpressVPN already installed. Easy peasy. Of course, you can also install ExpressVPN on your own router if it's compatible. Now, their how-to guide is very thorough, and there's always an option to reach out to their customer support for help. You can ask me in the comments too, but I don't work 24/7. I got stuff to do. But their support staff is 24/7. They'll do it. But they've got high standards and they apply them to their customer service and also to the ExpressVPN infrastructure. Now, they did face some backlash in the past for joining forces with Cape Technologies. but it seems like they did everything in their power to prove that their privacy and security policies remain legit. And I'm talking about multiple audits, RAM-based servers, and even a record-breaking bug bounty program. Okay, so what about their performance then? Well, they're doing pretty good. With close server locations, the speed drop can be as low as 14%, but with more distant locations, it tends to be slower, as you might expect. But the amount of countries ExpressVPN covers is pretty impressive. So I can forgive a few hiccups here and there, especially since it works so well for streaming. I rarely get any errors. However, that's not the only reason why I consider Express one of the best Router VPN 2023 choices that you can make. The reason I like it is a little special feature called device groups, because with that I can place my devices onto different groups and connect them to individual locations, which is mission impossible with other best Router VPN providers. So let's say I want to use a VPN to play games in a different region on my PS5. If I set the Router VPN location to South Korea and play some games, it works wonders. But then if I decide to Google takeout restaurants from my phone, well then Google's gonna think I'm in Seoul, and I'm not sure how good the Mexican food is out there. And it's gonna be cold by the time it gets to me. So this is where the device groups feature comes into play. See, I can connect to one location through my PS5 while keeping my other devices on a local VPN server. Tell me that's not super convenient. It's awesome. And if you want the ultimate in convenience, yeah, be prepared to pay for it, because the main drawback for ExpressVPN is they're pretty high pricing. It's almost double of what the other VPNs ask for. If price is not a problem, I'd definitely say go for it. But if you want to save as much as possible, some other best VPN picks that we've gone over will also work great on a router setup and save you some money. Okay, so now after all this reviewing and comparing and some complaining, let's sum everything up. I'd suggest getting NordVPN if you're looking for spotless privacy and security practices with the best speeds. Surfshark can be a more affordable and reliable option, while IPVanish is a great fit for people who use foreign servers a lot. But finally, ExpressVPN is the epitome of ease of use when it comes to Router VPN picks, but it is a little bit pricey. Anyway, I want to know which Router VPN you're liking. Don't forget to grab that special deal to save more than a few bucks on your new VPN. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one.